With Microsoft Copilot's release, you might be wondering whether ChatGPT or Copilot can help you out more with your job. In 2022, ChatGPT put AI in everyone's hands. It opened up possibilities that most of us could only dream of. The very next year, Microsoft released Copilot, an AI companion already built into the apps you use every day, apps that are at the core of over 1 billion people's daily production. Both are incredible tools, but which one should you spend your money on? Both leverage artificial intelligence and can boost your productivity, but they both have different strengths and serve different purposes. Stick with me and I'll show you why these popular AI companions pair so well with each other, and there may even be times when you want to use them both together. There are many videos on YouTube that explain these tools in detail. For this video, I'm going to skip over a lot of detail and focus on comparisons and interactions. For ChatGPT, you're most commonly going to interact with it from its dedicated website or maybe its mobile app. Its strengths include, it's more versatile. ChatGPT can take on a wide range of discussions and talk to you in a way that's unique to you and how you communicate most effectively. You don't even have to speak English very well, as it's very intuitive and quickly picks up on context. It's more educational. It provides explanations and summaries on a broad range of topics, making it an invaluable educational tool. It has less restrictions. It can quickly summarize lengthy documents and sets of data and highlight key insights, and it can do that using a wider library of tools. Its limitations include, it's a generalist. Performance can be inconsistent as it gets into more and more specialized and niche areas, whereas Copilot might already be integrated with professional tools that offer more customized support. It has limited interactions. It can create an initial Word document for you, but it can't go with you beyond that point as you edit and fine-tune it. And finally, data privacy. With ChatGPT, you have a real external challenge when working with confidential and sensitive information. For Microsoft Copilot, you're most commonly going to interact with it from one of the Office applications like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Its strengths include, first, Microsoft Office integration. It can more easily jump into your existing workflows as it's already integrated into those tools. Next, real-time insights. As things change in these apps, it can help you understand what has happened and make suggestions to respond appropriately. And finally, task automation. Because of its integration with Office, it can more easily help you automate tasks than ChatGPT. Its limitations include, first, Microsoft dependence. This is very evident in Excel right now, and you'll see that in a minute. If you're doing data analysis, it will force results and insights into Excel objects, a limitation that ChatGPT does not have. It's less educational. There's more focus on task completion and production than education, which can be a good or bad thing, but it's something to be aware of to avoid more impactful errors. And finally, data privacy. Like ChatGPT, data privacy is a big concern, but probably more on the internal end for Copilot when working with confidential and sensitive information. Now, I'm going to go through an example that demonstrates the strengths and limitations of both tools and show you how using them together might help you make the most of both of them. When I'm not moonlighting as a YouTuber, I'm an engineer. I'm particularly interested how these tools can help me go from an analysis to a report to a presentation. I'm going to test this workflow using some household power consumption data that I found online, and I'll link that in the description. The only thing that I did before I jumped into the analysis was convert this set's 1-minute intervals to 1-hour intervals. I mostly did this because I wanted to give Excel's preview version of Copilot a better shot of succeeding. While I'm using power consumption data, I'm not an electrical guy. Going into this analysis, the only thing I knew I wanted to evaluate was the difference in power consumption in hot versus cold months, and I wanted it to help me out with any other insights that it found. I plugged in the data to ChatGPT, and within seconds, I was able to get the main insight I was looking for. The main thing I didn't care for were the line colors, so I just had it turn the line for the hot months red. The only thing I thought could be better was if it could help me visualize the supporting data these curves are based on to help validate them. So I asked ChatGPT to help me out with this, and it said, sure thing, I've got you covered. And it gave me this nice color code figure where you can generally see how there's less power consumption in the hot months, more consumption in the cold months, and a nice blended zone in between. I did not get as good of results in Excel utilizing the preview version of Copilot. I was technically able to get the same results for step 1, but as mentioned earlier, it forced the results into Excel objects, and I hated that it displayed the results as a pivot chart. I think I could have kept working on it and made it look better, but the main point is that there was a lot more work to do here with this chart to make it look nearly as good as the one that ChatGPT generated in just a few seconds. So this was the point that I decided that, at least for right now, ChatGPT has an advantage in this kind of data analysis, and I abandoned Copilot for this part. I went back to ChatGPT to see what other insights it could give me. It showed me the difference between weekday and weekend power consumption patterns. These guys for sure don't have small children, as it appears they can sleep in effectively on weekends. It also showed me a breakdown of how different parts of the house use power in hot and cold months. It showed a minor difference in the kitchen and laundry rooms, and a pretty big gap for HVAC, as you might expect. It also showed me a breakdown of power consumption in the daytime versus nighttime. Finally, it showed me some unusual peaks in the data, and it suggested that these were likely affiliated with extreme temperature days or maybe even specific events that increase energy demand. At this point, I felt ready to take these insights and turn them into a short report. Because ChatGPT did the analysis, it was the best place to start for generating the report. For this quick analysis, I was pretty happy with the report it generated. It definitely covered the main points. It gave me placeholders for the figures, so all I had to do was fill those in. Within Word now, I could use Copilot to make some adjustments. This summary looks like it could use some help, so I asked Copilot to rewrite it. Also, reports like these have different audiences, so you might need to make it more or less formal, or you might need to have more or less detail, or you might need to make any number of changes in formatting to spice it up. Copilot can help you do all of these things. Not going to go too crazy with it in this video. Just going to call it good and move on to one of the features that I'm most excited about in Copilot right now. Before I show you this next part, let me know down in the comments what parts of these tools you are excited about, or any examples you want to see, and let's talk through them together. So if we open up PowerPoint and hit Copilot, you'll immediately see 3 suggested commands. One of them is create presentation from file. I am so excited about this feature. Imagine you're busy doing any number of other things, and a presentation sneaks up on you that you haven't started. I'm sure you can relate to this. Now, you can just give Copilot a report and have a presentation in seconds. At a high level, what it gave me was a little wordy for my taste in presentations. But most importantly, it looks like I spent more than 5 seconds putting it together. I didn't have to take the time to plan it out or pull in figures. Just a little wordsmithing could go a long way and make this look a lot better. At this point, in about 15 minutes of real time, we have gone from a raw set of data to an analysis in ChatGPT to a report generated by ChatGPT and tweaked it in Copilot and ultimately landed on a presentation built by Copilot. These tools pair so well with each other. Don't be surprised if you find yourself in a similar situation wanting to use them both together. I know this video has been more focused on productivity. If you want to see a more fun application of AI, check out this video where I use TensorFlow to fill out my March Madness bracket. At the time I'm recording this, it's done all right through 2 rounds and has at least avoided any major misses. Whether you love it or hate it, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.